world's first traffic light didn't survive a single month because it exploded and the policeman operating it was caught in the flames. Here is the question no one asks. Who decided that a color, just a color mark, could order you to stop? The answer is buried in gas, in blood, and in a strange iron pillar rising in the heart of London. The year is 1868. London, the largest city on earth. No engines in the streets yet, but pure chaos. Horse-drawn carriages, omnibuses, pack mules, and people risking their lives just to cross the road. The number of heavy private carriages alone had leapt from 30,000 to 120,000 in just 30 years. No traffic lights, no lanes, almost no rules. And one of the most dangerous spots in the whole city was right outside Parliament. Members of Parliament were being crushed on their way to work, literally. At this very junction, 2 MPs were gravely injured, and a traffic policeman lost his life. The Times summed it up in a single line. Police protection for pedestrians was, too often, a feeble defense against accident. Something had to be done. But what? The answer came from the railways. John Peake Knight was a railway manager from Nottingham, and the railways had already invented a language, the semaphore, arms and coloured lamps that told trains to stop, to go, to slow down. And a striking question struck Knight. If we can stop enormous locomotives with colours, why not stop horse-drawn carriages too? The design was this, an iron pillar around 7 meters tall. By day, the semaphore arms did the talking. Arms raised horizontal meant stop. Lowered to 45 degrees meant proceed with care. By night, 2 gas-lit lamps looked out at the top, red for stop, green for go, and this entire system was worked by a single policeman, standing at its base, turning a lever by hand, which means that inside the very first traffic light, there was a human being. The 9th of December, 1868. On Bridge Street, in the shadow of Parliament, the world's first traffic light was lit. And something incredible happened. It worked. The carriages stopped. Pedestrians crouched in safety. The newspapers showered it with praise. And Knight was drunk on triumph. These pillars would rise at every junction in the city. The future had arrived. Or so it seemed. But no one asked one question. What was fueling those lamps? Gas, carried through pipes coiling beneath the city, creeping, almost odorless and flammable, and one of those pipes, right at the base of the pillar, was leaking beneath the pavement for days. Silently gas gathered. Above, the policeman stood at his post, and when the calendar turned to the 2nd of January, 1869, the ticking clock finished counting. The blast came from the base of the pillar. The gathered gas ignited, and the lamp exploded in the face of the policeman working it. His face and hands were severely burned. Some sources tell it darker still, that those wounds cost the man his life. The world's first traffic light, less than a month into service, had struck down its own keeper. What followed was swift. Public trust collapsed, and the device was torn down. And Britain turned its back on the traffic light for a full 60 years. A signal would not return to London streets until 1929, this time powered by electricity. Think about that. The world's first traffic light went down in history not as an invention, but as an accident report. But good ideas don't die. They move. The idea crossed the ocean and landed exactly where it was needed, America, entering the age of the automobile. On the 5th of August, 1914, in the city of Cleveland, the first electric traffic light, designed by James Hogue, began to work. Red and green, but this time it ran on electricity, not gas. There was nothing left to explode. And the third color, that was a gift from a policeman. In 1920 in Detroit, traffic officer William Potts took railway lamps and $37 of wiring and built the world's first three-color four-way traffic signal. The amber light Potts added was really saying just one thing. Between stop and go, there is a breath. That breath is still being taken at every junction today. So who chose the colors? No one did. Physics did. Red has the longest wavelength of any light our eyes can see. In fog, in rain, in dust, it scatters the least and can be seen from the greatest distance. The color that warns of danger the earliest. And green. On the railways, the signal for go was originally white, but white looked like every other lamp. When drivers mistook a street light for a clear track, white was retired. Green took the throne. Now come back to today. When you stop at a red light, you never actually made a promise. You signed no contract, and yet you stop. Because behind that red stands the chaos of 1868 London, the memory of a policeman with a burning face, and the unbreakable laws of physics. You obey the red for one reason: blood. But here is one more question for you. You now know why a traffic light has 3 colors. So why does a week have 7 days? Neither the Earth's spin nor the Moon's orbit divides neatly into 7. So who wrote that number into the calendar? The answer is hidden in a people who counted the sky thousands of years ago. That story is the subject of the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. This is Everyday History, and I'll see you in the next ordinary thing.